The deep ocean is the final frontier of our planet, yet we have explored less than 5% of its crushing darkness. Down there, light dies, pressure kills, and monsters evolve in the silence of an alien world. We start at the midnight zone. This is the bathypelagic layer, spanning from 1,000 to 4,000 meters deep. Sunlight is a myth here. The water is freezing, sitting at roughly 4 degrees Celsius. The pressure is equivalent to having an elephant stand on your thumb. Yet, life persists. Take the anglerfish. It is the stuff of nightmares. The female sports a bioluminescent lure dangling from her forehead like a glowing fishing rod. She waits in the absolute void for prey to mistake that light for safety. Once they get close, her oversized jaw snaps shut. Her teeth are translucent needles angled inward. There is no escape once you are caught. But the mating ritual is even weirder. The tiny, fragile male finds a female and bites into her flesh. He doesn't let go. He fuses with her circulatory system. He loses his eyes, his internal organs, and eventually becomes a permanent parasitic appendage. He is nothing more than a sperm bank attached to a queen. It is biological horror at its peak. Move deeper into the abyss, and you find the giant isopod. Imagine a common pill bug, the kind you find under a damp rock in your garden. Now, scale it up to the size of a dinner plate. These are the scavengers of the deep. They patrol the seafloor waiting for a whale fall. When a massive whale dies, it sinks to the bottom. It becomes an oasis of nutrients in a desert of death. The isopods descend in a swarm. They can eat their own body weight in whale blubber in a single sitting. When food is scarce, they can survive for years without eating a single bite. They are the living cleanup crew of the hellscape. Then, there is the goblin shark. This is a creature that seems to have crawled out of a prehistoric era. It has a long, flat, fleshy snout that looks like a nose, but it is actually a sensory organ used to detect electromagnetic fields from prey hiding in the silt. When the shark gets close enough, its jaw doesn't just open, it shoots forward on elastic ligaments, snapping out like a spring-loaded trap. It is a biological harpoon. It looks like a relic of the Cretaceous period because, in many ways, it is. It is the last living member of a family that diverged from other sharks 125 million years ago. It is a ghost from a time before dinosaurs vanished. But if you think the monsters are only in the water, consider the seafloor itself. In 1977, scientists discovered hydrothermal vents. These are volcanic chimneys spewing superheated water, sometimes reaching 400 degrees Celsius. The water is rich in hydrogen sulfide and toxic minerals. By all logic, nothing should live there. Yet giant tube worms grow 3 meters tall without mouths or stomachs. They survive by hosting bacteria that convert toxic chemicals into energy. This process, chemosynthesis, happens without a single photon of sunlight. It suggests that life doesn't need a star to thrive, it only needs the internal heat of the planet. We have found strange sounds down there too. In 1997, hydrophones picked up a sound dubbed the bloop. It was an ultra-low frequency, high-amplitude underwater sound. It lasted over a minute. It was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. The sound profile suggested it was biological, but it was far louder than any known animal on Earth. It was louder than a blue whale. Theories range from massive squids to unknown behemoths. Years later, the NOAA admitted it was likely the sound of an ice quake, where large icebergs crack and grind against the seafloor. But the fact that we were unsure for so long says everything about our ignorance of the deep. Speaking of squids, let's talk about the colossal squid. It is not a myth. It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the abyss. Reaching lengths of 14 meters, it possesses the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, each the size of a dinner plate. These eyes are designed to detect the faint bioluminescent shadows of sperm whales hunting in the dark. The tentacles aren't just lined with suckers. They are lined with swiveling, razor-sharp hooks. These hooks can leave deep, circular scars on the thick skin of whales. We have only ever seen a handful of these animals alive. They exist in a pressure range where our best submarines struggle to function for more than a few hours. The deeper you go, the more the rules of biology bend. Near the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth at nearly 11,000 meters, we find the Mariana snailfish. It is a translucent, gelatinous creature with no scales. Its bones are barely calcified. It has evolved to exist under pressure that would turn a human into a thin smear of paste instantly. It has special proteins that keep its cellular membranes from collapsing. It is fragile, pale, and alien. It is the most successful vertebrate in the deep. It owns the basement of the world. There is also the matter of what we have dumped into the deep. In 2019, explorer Victor Vescovo descended to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. He expected to find pristine, untouched wilderness. Instead, he found a plastic bag and candy wrappers. Even in the deepest, most remote crevice of the planet, humanity has left its fingerprint. We have turned the deepest parts of the ocean into a global trash bin. We are polluting places we haven't even mapped yet. The ocean is not just a body of water. It is a vast, cold, high-pressure machine that sustains the chemistry of our atmosphere. It regulates our temperature. It provides the oxygen we breathe. Yet, it feels like an alien world because, in many ways, it is. We are terrestrial creatures obsessed with the stars, looking for life on Mars or Europa, while we have a literal alien landscape in our own backyard. We fear the deep because we fear the unknown. We fear what we cannot control. The deep ocean doesn't care about our inventions, our status, or our exploration. It has been there for billions of years, operating on its own clock, indifferent to the surface world. Perhaps the most terrifying thing about the deep ocean isn't the teeth, the pressure, or the monsters. It is the realization that we are the outsiders here. We are fragile, air-breathing mammals living on the thin, dry crust of a planet that is mostly liquid shadow. We are peering into a dark mirror, and we are only just beginning to understand what is staring back at us. If you had the chance to descend into the abyss, would you truly want to see what is waiting in the dark? Or is some mystery better left kept under the weight of the miles of water above?